Hi, everyone. So today we're going to be talking about vocabulary for describing trends. Okay. So the upward trends, you can use verbs like rise, rose, or risen, increase, grow, uh, double, triple, soar, or jump obviously is more higher. Okay. The trend jumps higher, or increase is significant. Double or triple is like a number 100 times or 200 times. Nouns, you can use a rise, an increase, a growth, a doubling in plus a noun, a trembling in a noun. Now, for describing trends in a decrease, you can say fall, fell, or fallen, a decline, a decrease, a drop, or dropped, halved, 50%, or dive is significant, a large amount, a fall, a decline, a decrease, a drop. Okay? For a constant, you might say it maintain the same level, remain stable or unchanged, fluctuate, okay, a fluctuation. Stand out, level off, plateaued. Peak, reach or hit, a leveling off or plateau. Reach a high of X, reach a peak of X, reach a low of X. Adjectives and adverbs for decrease of change. Very intense change, extensive change, dramatic. Adverb is dramatically. Extensive change, substantial, significant, considerable, remarkable. Adverb, substantially, considerably, significantly, remarkably. Average change, noticeably, moderate, marked. Noticeable, markedly, moderate. Small change, slight or minimal, slightly, minimal. Adjectives and adverbs for speed of change. Sharp, rapid, steep. Adverb, sharply, rapidly, steeply. Slow to change, steadily, gradual, steadily, gradually. Unexpected change, sudden, abrupt, suddenly, abruptly. So grammar for describing trends, okay? For past tense, you use past simple. Used for reporting consecutive trends and events in the past. For example, there was a significant rise in 1964, a specific date. Then the figure dropped or dipped sharply in 1980. Okay? You can use the past perfect used for reporting what happened by a given time in the past. There was a significant rise in 1964. Then the figure dipped sharply and had reached 5 by 1980. Present tense. Present simple, used for reporting trends that have no specific time and occur regularly. For example, every day, or for reporting the present value or figure of a variable. There's a significant rise at 6 a.m. every morning. Then the figure increases sharply at 8 a.m. The number of people suffering from diarrhea now stands at 158. Hopefully no one has diarrhea. Present perfect, used for reporting trends that stated in the past and have continued until the present time or continue into the future. There has been a significant rise since 2013, and the figure now stands at 15,000. There has been a significant rise since 2013, and the figure is expected to reach 15,000 in 2020. Future tense. Future forms are used to describe trends that are going to be in the future, predicted, projected, and future dates and times. You should note that none of these predictions are certain. They're just an estimate, and therefore a level of uncertainty is desirable in your report. The figure will reach, should reach, okay? It is predicted, expected, anticipated, forecast, estimated. It's not exact. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. If we did, we'd buy a lottery ticket and I would be rich. The figure is predicted, expected, anticipated to increase and reach 800 in 2050. Forecasted, estimated. For example, notice how the verbs in the following paragraphs have been changed from past forms into future forms. The proportion of people using the internet in the USA is about 20%, while these figures for Canada and Mexico are lower at about 10% and 5% respectively. Okay, notice different forms. In 1999, the proportion of people using the internet in the USA is in the past, about 20%. 1999 is in the past. You can go from past, present to future, depending on the dates in the past one. The figures for current Canada and Mexico were lower and about 10% and 5% respectively. In 2005, internet usage in both the USA and Canada rose to around 70% of the population, while the figure for Mexico reached just over 25%. In 2025, the proportion of people using the internet in the USA is expected to be about 20%. The figures for Canada and Mexico will be lower at about 10% and 5% respectively. In 2035, it is predicted that internet usage in both the USA and Canada will rise to about 70% of the population, while the figure for Mexico is expected to reach just over 25%. We talked about linking words, okay? Linking words link some sentences and phrases together. First event at first, initially in the first year in 1999. Middle events, usually used for conjunctions, and but, joining two clauses together. Middle events, and but, however, nevertheless. Then, next, after this, following, afterwards. This is followed by a noun, okay? Following after which, or which is followed by. Until, after, following which, until, when, before, after, during, over the years, years later. Approaches to reporting figures, commonly, X to Y, less common, X to this, X to a proportion. Rounding for trends. Relatively, rather, almost. For values, roughly, just about, approximately, around. Almost nearly. Just below, under, above, over. Little, slightly more or less. Referencing is to report a feature by comparing it to a relevant previously reported figure on the same line or on of the lines already reported. A new figure can be reported as a multiple or proportion of the reference figure. Okay, so I'm going to practice. Look at the data in the table and correct the following paragraph where necessary. Okay, so here, okay, it can be seen that the number of people attending the cinema dropped, meaning that that's going to be in the past, from 33% to 47%, before rising slightly. Cinemas were attended by approximately half the population in the 5th and 7th years of studies. The number of people going to the theater showed a significant increase over 10 years, from 20% to 26%, while attendance at the art galleries rose slightly to 13%, before gradually dropping to 6% over the last 5 years of study. Okay? So this concludes, this concludes this lesson. Hope you join us again for more lessons. We'll be talking about, we haven't been talking about maps yet, so maybe we'll talk about the map, okay? We haven't talked about process diagrams, and we haven't talked about flow charts either, okay? So thank you for watching the video. Please email me if you have any questions or leave a comment below. And we do have free lessons. Just arrange a time for me, and I'll gladly give you a free 10 to 15-minute lesson, okay? Thank you, everyone.